since 2013, taking on Utah out of the rugged Pac-12. And we are underway. Gonzaga in their home lights with the tip.
Well, we'll see. I think they're going to try to go to Egypt if they can quickly.
Gonzaga with that first round victory over UC Irvine, starting a little bit slowly. Let's see if they can start
That's a good sign. And usually it's on the block. This time they tried to go the other way around. We got a little bit cross-matched here. You had Alyssa Pili and Navon Ejim. They're not going to be matched up against each other all night.
The Utes defeating South Dakota State in round one. Pili just muscles it in.
The two stars have just started out. Now you're going to see Ejim guard Pili, but on the other end, it's going to be Jenna Johnson guarding Ejim.
Nice start for both clubs. They both were a little sluggish initially in those first round victories here at the Kennel. Nothing there for Hollingsworth. Vieta wants to push. Keeps that dribble alive. Stop and pop, not there. We'll go the other way. A rebounding is going to be critical tonight, Mike.
It really is. We saw both teams down the stretch on Saturday do a great job of blocking out, and it ended up being a critical part of the game.
Pull-up jumper, a little short. Hustling in for that board. McQueen, who was dynamic in that first round game. Both ends of the floor. Vieta, and now Pili. On the shot clock. Skip pass. Wilkie. Rimming off. Pili offensive board. Utes will start anew.
Well, when you have this many three-point shots that we'll see, there are going to be a lot of long rebounds. And so guards are going to have to come and dig in and help on the long rebounds. Posts aren't going to be able to do it all.
Pili, ball on the deck. Single coverage. Sweeping in and scoring.
It's a nice luxury to have a post player that can finish with either hand fairly equally, too.
2,000-point scorer is Pili. Spent her first few years at USC, now at Utah. Wilkie this time with the board. Pivotal for Utah in game one.
And the game will have a pace just like this.
Okay, how about the start for Pili?
That's what she does. You better get out and guard her out there. And she's quick enough with her first step that if you come too tight on her, she can go by a lot of post players.
What a start for Pili. Remember, she had 37 points 2 times this year against South Carolina and Southern Cal. Oh, just like a fullback going in for the 2 is Kayleigh Truong.
These teams, just in watching them practice and prepare, they're so similar. Both have post players that can play outside and inside. They like the high-low. They got three-point shooters all over the floor.
Ball stripped away. Utah head coach Lynn Roberts, 4 20-win seasons, including the last 3 straight. Last year's Pac-12 Coach of the Year, coming off last year's sensational season where this Utah club made it all the way to the Sweet 16, losing at the bitter end to the eventual champion LSU. Nowhere to go. Dumping it high-low. Perfect pass.
I think you're going to say high-low a lot tonight.
That's Hollingsworth connecting with Ejim. Beautifully done. 7-6 Utes with the lead. Back and forth we go. Great start to this second round game. Ejim battling. Johnson keeps the ball alive. Pili, another long ball. Oh, baby Pili already with a couple of triples. For Alyssa Pili already. Answer, Hollingsworth.
Again, post players that are versatile. Hollingsworth, she balances out Ejim's game.
Love the game of Liza Hollingsworth. Just keeps getting better every single year.
Or run out available if they see it.
Vieta, the quick hands. Going to go up against Hollingsworth. Stepping through. They're going to call her for the walk. I
think it's a good call. Well, here's the hands of Villeda. She's just got quick hands. Has the right attack, right idea to cross over, but takes the extra step right there.
That's a great job by Hollingsworth to come over and make it uncomfortable.
Yes, and that's all you can do. You don't want to foul in that situation, especially early in the game.
Esther Little onto the floor now for Gonzaga, in for rebounding and defense primarily. Maxwell will take a seat. Hyben's in as well, 6th player of the year for the WCC. Ooh.
It's going to be physical inside.
Lisa Fortier, 10th year, semifinalist for Naismith Coach of the Year. 6-time WCC Coach of the Year in all those 20-win seasons. My goodness.
You know, technically they're still a mid-major, but nobody around the country anymore that has to play and thinks of them that way. They are a power school now in basketball on both men's and women's side.
McQueen with that foul, by the way. Her first, team's first. But speaking of mid-majors, Mike, Gonzaga is the last remaining mid-major team in this tournament. That says a lot about this club.
And to be hosting.
You bet.
You get a 4 seed. They've went out and played a tough schedule preseason and our non-conference, and it's paid off.
Deja Young checking in for Utah. 11-10 Gonzaga with the lead. Here's Young. Wilkie wants that baseline. Truong wouldn't let her have it. 7 on the shot clock now. Villeda. Jab step, McQueen.
That's great defense.
Crowd had something to do with that.
And Gonzaga, when they got in trouble there, they were willing to switch some of the big plays.
Student section is loud and into it. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
I mean, you can see all the dynamics that she has. She's powerful inside, she rebounds, and then she stretches the floor. I mean, then if your post player has to come out and guard her there, she has a quick first step.
Last year's debut with Utah, Kayleigh was the Pac-12 Player of the Year. This year, all Pac-12, and again, over 2,000 points scored. Gonzaga with the ball, the lead by a Singleton.
And I think it's interesting that Ejim for Gonzaga is getting the early rest. They took her out and didn't bring her. I thought they'd bring her back from the timeout, but here she is coming to the scores table now. Her and Maxwell both.
Hollingsworth whistled for that foul. Her first, team's first. A chance for Utah to grab the lead. Wilkie backs it up. McQueen catch and shoot. Not there. Into the hands of Kayleigh Truong. She wants to push. Good hands from behind by Villeda. Maxwell, Ejim ready to check back in for Gonzaga. Kayleigh returns to the floor for Utah.
Yeah, they're going to try to stay matched up as best they can, the two of them. I think both coaches know that they need them on the floor as much as possible. And we saw again just on this last play the quickness of Villeda getting out and pressuring ball handlers. She's
Villeda
all over Maxwell right now.
Good call, Mike. Plenty of time on the shot clock. High pick from Hyben's, and it's a good one. Good baseline help defense by Kayleigh.
Got bailed out here with the kick ball because
sure
they
did.
were running out of time. There was 6 left on the shot clock.
You're going to watch Utah sag off of Esther Little. Mike, not much of a scorer. Plays the great defense and rebounds.
And that's one of the things you're trying to, find when you have a player like that in the game. You got to figure out ways to make them a threat offensively.
Coming off the pick, stepping back, the 3, bam, beauty.
Well, both Truong sisters are really deadly three-point shooters. They just have a great feel for it, and they're great penetrators and creators as well.
7 now for Kayleigh Truong. Look at the execution. Man, Johnson and McQueen.
They practiced that as shoot-around this morning, trying to get some backdoor situations. But actually, both teams went to work at that.
14-12 Gonzaga. 3:02 left to go in this very entertaining first quarter. Ejim short. Remember, the winner of this game advances to the Sweet 16. The last ticket to be punched, you're looking at it. This game will determine who is the last remaining Sweet 16 team, and another three-pointer for Utah. McQueen.
She was one of the heroes the other night when they were stalled out. She and Wilkie kind of gave them a real good jump in the second half.
McQueen had 17 points, 4 boards, 6 assists, and no turnovers in that first-round game. Ivins can't get it home. Here's Little with 7 on the shot clock. Now Maxwell wants it. She's got a quick release, but she is hawked. Ejim's got to put it up. Into the hands of McQueen, and here comes Utah.
Utah's got to feel pretty good about what they're doing defensively right now, because they've made everything on the perimeter tough.
Kayleigh got great position. She will go to the line.
Well, we talked at the top about modern basketball analytics, which says you get layups or points in the paint and threes. From the other night, just look at this for Utah. They scored 68 points. They had 36 in the paint, 24 at the three-point line, 6 at the free throw line, and only 2 from the mid-range. And pretty close on the other side, too. A little more mid-range. Gonzaga's a little bit more content with their 12 at the mid-range, but they also scored more points. They are going to shoot threes and go to the rim.
That last foul, by the way, was on Esther Little, her first, team's second. Peely, an 81% free throw shooter, buries them both. And the Peely family, I love the corn, Dad. I love the corn. They are here. They've got signs, mom and dad, brothers, sisters, aunts and uncles. It's just a great story. Peely with 12 points already. Maxwell, Vieta all over her. Quick release, not there for Brenna. There's the board by Lonnie White, who has just checked in for Utah.
There it is. You close out to her. She pump fakes.
Good board, Ejim. Stepping through, not getting the roll. Into the hands of Peely. She thinks twice before bringing it up herself.
Yeah, let her play point guard, too.
What a start by Peely. Unbelievable. 17-14 Utes, but 9 left to go in this wild first quarter. Young, you bet.
And those are almost bonus points for them. Young is just starting to improve as a three-point shooter, but when they get points like that from her on the perimeter, it puts a lot more pressure on the defense.
10-0 Utah run. The lead is 6 under a minute to go in the first. The half-court defense by Utah, Mike, has been suffocating to this point.
Well, Johnson's got the one-on-one matchup with Ejim, and they are nose-to-nose with the three-point shooters.
Kayleigh Truong, oh, baby, NBA 3 and then some.
We're going to, as I said before, we're going to see a lot of threes if people can get themselves open.
Man, you broke it down, and on cue, another triple.
And now we have the zone by Gonzaga, something they got to early in the game the other night to change the flow of the game against UC Irvine.
Shot clock off, game clock at 10 right here. Peely looking for a cutter. Vieta hesitates. Got to put it up if you're Johnson. Wow, what a stick by Jenna Johnson, and what a first quarter for Utah. 23-17, Utah with the lead.
Well, the two stars have been going. Ejim, she's a force, but she's knocked out some jump shots too, you know.
And Peely with those 12 points in the first quarter alone, including a couple of those triples.
And, you know, when you plan to think about double teaming a little bit, that's one thing, but when she's stepping out to the three, there is no double team out there.
That's a great point. Second quarter underway. We're at the Kennel, packed house. White back rimming off. Kayleigh Truong with the rebound, and she'll trot it up. Can Gonzaga get Maxwell going, Mike?
Well, I think they're going to try to have to do that, but it's going to probably have to come from an inside-out game like that. They've got to get a few buckets there because she's being face guarded everywhere. Nose to nose.
Nice execution by the Zags to open up this quarter. Quick pass and one. Peely to the line. Her release and footwork sublime.
Well, Ejim gambled a little bit on this one, trying to get around the front and steal the pass. When you do that, it's too late. Now you're having a little guard have to come across and take on the brunt of Alyssa Pili on the block.
Kayleigh Truong with that foul, her first, team's first, and Pili continues to pile up the points. Showing her range from distance, but when she gets on that low block where the bread is buttered, look out.
Well, and she's got a real good knack for kind of walking you up an extra step up the lane. So if you're on the top side of her, she's going to seal you and give her enough room to drop step and get that layup room.
Turnover Gonzaga. Remember, Pili coming off a great game against South Dakota State. 26 and 7 points and rebounds. Had the 3 triples. Well, she looks like she's going to top that. The lead is 7.
Now we got Pili in the ball screen. I don't know if they wanted that shot. I think they wanted her to use the ball screen and see what happened.
They're going to give Lonnie White that shot until she can make a couple of them, that's for sure. So here's Maxwell, hawked by Wilkie. There's Maxwell.
And there's the one player on their team, well, not one player, but they're a little more comfortable taking that mid-range off the dribble than Utah would.
White almost traveled. Vieta sandwiched in. And it looks like Vieta is going to be called for that offensive foul. Comes up slowly.
Great defensive positioning by Kayleigh Truong right here. Trying to split it. Vieta's trying to get between the 2 defenders, but Truong got there, I think. A little body contact from behind by Ejim, but the initial blow was the offensive foul.
So Vieta, who can kind of hit the tight wire with the foul trouble, picks up her first, team's first. We're early in the second quarter. Utah up by 5.
Wilkie she's all over Maxwell.
Transfer out of Wisconsin, finding a home in the starting lineup with Utah. Skip pass, working to perfection, Kayleigh Truong.
That's the catch-22 on defenses against Ejim. If you have to sag that much to help on her, you're going to leave a 3-point shooter open, particularly in the weak side corner.
Crowd into it. The lead now a deuce for Utah. Huge triple by Kayleigh Truong. Vieta switches hands. Wants to pull up. Instead, there's the kick in the corner. Not there for McQueen. Ejim with the board, and here comes Kayleigh. She'll walk it up. A chance for the Zags to draw even or go ahead. Hollingsworth back on the floor. Young's got her. Almost a treble. 9 on the shot clock now. Kayleigh Truong. Tough shot. Can't get it back. Rim and off. And the ball belongs to Utah.
So if you're going to try to help on Yvonne Ejim down in the low block, and here she goes. The guard on the weak side is trying to come and help take away that pass, but you leave a corner 3-point shooter, and both Truongs and Maxwell are able to knock down that shot.
The Truong's parents in attendance. Dad so influential in helping these kids turn into the basketball players they are now growing up in Houston. Look at the hustle play by Maxwell. Jump ball. And the Zags will take it with that arrow heading their way. Crowd loves it.
Well, both teams, I think, have gotten a good look at what they want to try to get. It's now, can you execute when there's extreme pressure? I mean, this is what tournament games are against good teams.
Winner of tonight advancing to the Sweet 16. One remaining bracket to be filled, and it's this side of it. Here in Spokane. What a hustle played by Young. Speaking of tight wires, finds Vieta. Here comes Utah. Wilkie, that was short. Wants to chase down her own miss, but Ejim would have none of it. Here's Kayleigh Truong. Maxwell, one of the most dangerous 3-point shooters in the country. Still looking for her first 3. Truong will hit another 3. This time it's Kayleigh Truong. And look who's got the lead now. 27-26, Gonzaga. with that big three, leading by a singleton, 6:12 left in the second.
Elite three-point shooters. And both teams have 5 three-point shooters over 35%. Yep. So they're built for this.
Big time. Packed house here at the Kennel student section going bananas. They got here early, saw some tents pitched outside the building. Love it. There's the answer out of the break. McQueen with the triple.
I think they were trying to disguise that they were what they were in defensively. Little came out and played man-to-man on the ball handler, but they were really in a zone of some sort.
McQueen with 8 points, a couple of triples all the way to the rack. Is Kayleigh Truong.
They have Little guarding Vieta, trying to put some size on her to take away some of the looks they have. A very big lineup on the floor right now for Gonzaga.
And there's Little, what she does best, rebounding. 5:25 left to go in the second. Here's Hollingsworth looking for some help. She'll find it in Maxwell. High pick is there. Ivins. Truong. Ivins reposting. Instead, Eliza drills the three.
We didn't even have her on the graphic, and she's a great three-point shooter.
36% three-point shooter is Hollingsworth, one of Aussie's finest. 3-point lead, Gonzaga. Peely's been a little quiet, not even on the floor. Well, she is on the floor, my bad. Out on the perimeter. Back rimming off, cooling off a little bit is Utah.
Well, then they've done a better job of keeping her from getting the touches with the ball that she was getting early in the game, too.
What a matchup this has been with Vieta and Kayleigh Truong. Quick shot, Maxwell, you bet.
Could have been a 4-point play. Follow through, got her on the arm.
Maxwell with
and you
yet
know
another
she's
triple.
Loving this. And you know she's loving this, having transferred from Utah.
So 35-29 Gonzaga heating up, and the Peely family, for right now, a little glum, but Peely's still on fire. Gator Life. One of these sports is going to make you better in your first love.
Very true.
So in the living room, there's a basket at the Peely household. Nothing that can be broken. You know, there's no vases. There's no tchotchkes. There's no framed pictures. It's just hoops.
I can relate as it should be.
Peely back rimming off. Ball knocked around into the hands of Maxwell. And you mentioned that three-pointer that she just hit against her former U teammate. Yeah, that had to have felt sweet.
Well, we started out with Utah making the threes. Now, the Zags have made 7 out of their last 9, and 4 different players have shot it. And will this be the 5th?
Wow.
Yes.
Hyben says yes. Stepped right into that one. Doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but that was true.
I've been impressed with her since we've been here. She's really helped their team. Their post depth, they really just rotate 3 posts. Great pass.
Vieta. Unlucky there. Ball will belong to the Zags, and they hope to build on a 19-3 run.
And this home court advantage or home crowd has really gotten louder and louder as this thing's gone the last couple minutes.
You're right, Mike. I kind of like having this headset on so I can just hear myself think and hear you talk. It's nuts in here. Biggest lead of the game for Gonzaga. You're looking at it.
Look at the constant motion by both teams. Great spacing.
Kayleigh Truong stepping back. Can't get the roll. Into the hands of McQueen. Doesn't have the number. She'll wait for some help. Here's Vieta. Under 3 to go in this second quarter. Wilkie all the way to the rack. Not there. Little battling, rebounding. And here comes Gonzaga. Good shift for Little off the bench, Mike.
She really has, and I didn't really expect her that she would be playing this many minutes, but they really like her defense against this kind of an offense.
Coming up at halftime, Dove in the studio. L and company. All kinds of things to talk about. Caitlin Clark, yet another record. UConn continues to make history. Both Iowa and UConn advancing today.
I mean, you're talking about, I think the graphic I saw was 29 straight Sweet 16s for UConn. And Iowa, you know, they had a little scare there for a while, but they played great in the last couple minutes to pull it out.
Against West Virginia. Turnover. McQueen hesitates. High low inside to Peely. Quickly double teamed. The ball stays. Nope, it's going to go to the Zags.
I couldn't see if they knocked it off her leg. It looked like it, but we were screened off.
Let's take a look, Mike.
So
what do you
here's
think?
the double team that they had talked about going against Peely. She tries to go. Yeah, it's off her hand. It already hit the floor before Ejim hit it. Great call. And don't tell any officials I said that.
Under 2 to go. Maxwell between the legs. And now Hollingsworth.
That's a foul you won't like as Utah. You know, you're 20-something feet from the basket. You don't need those kind.
Here you Johnson nicked for that foul. Her first, team's second. So, Mike, Peely had 12 points in the first quarter. Right now, she's sitting on 15. What's changed?
The defensive effort on her. You saw the double team the last time down. You saw her being denied a little bit more at the three-point line. It's players settling in better to the scouting report.
Offensive foul, Mike. How about that?
Especially when it's a guard getting called for it as a screener. You don't need that.
Wilkie picks up that foul. Her first, team's third. For the fourth straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, all you got to do is go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Ejim off the glass.
Great drive across the lane. Interesting, we'll come back to that a little bit. That they have tried to find a way to get a different matchup on Ejim got on the block.
Biggest lead of the game. You're looking at it right now for Gonzaga. It's double figures.
Well, here's the play. Peely has not been guarding Ejim most of the game. And they did a little post-to-post screen to get Utah to switch so that Peely would guard Ejim on that play.
48 wanting a little information as Hollingsworth is called for that foul. Her first, team's third. Ejim almost got a paw on it. 1 minute left to go in this second quarter. McQueen backs it out. Peely wants to dive down low. Matched up against Ejim. There's the high-low. Batted away by Ejim.
And this is just a physical battle between those two. Great to watch. Ejim not afraid of the challenge either. She's playing Peely nose to nose at the top of the key right now.
Man, this has been a battle. Every possession. And we're only in the second quarter. 2 on the shot clock for Peely. She's got to put it up. Did she get it off in time? Oh, Alyssa Peely.
They're going to take a look, but I think she got it off in time. Might have got fouled on the drive, too.
Much needed bucket for Utah.
This is a how bad do you want it game physically.
Boy, amen, Mike. Well put.
Look
10
at the
on the shot
defense.
clock. Hollingsworth swooping in, and Peely gets her. And
that's
then
a
some.
tough foul. You don't need to commit that foul. I know you're trying to make a statement physically.
Peely picks up that foul. Let's go back to the last possession.
The clock is... Let's see, did she get it out of her hands?
Oh, man, I don't know, Mike.
It might have still been on her fingertips.
And in a game that could go down to the wire, that could be absolutely huge.
They will review it
Yes.
at the end of the half.
Oh,
it's
baby.
hard to say if it's out of her fingers right there. Doesn't look like it.
All right. Hollingsworth gets 1 of 2. Nice board by Young. Shot clock off, game clock at 10. Right here. Young all the way to the cup and scores.
Great double team.
Eliza good if it goes.
My goodness.
So it's a 41-33 Gonzaga lead.
It's been a war. I mean, physically in the paint, it's been a war. Nose-to-nose pressure on the perimeter, and yet people are still getting three-point shots off despite all the pressure. That's great execution.
And going into the third, Mike, this will go down as one of Gonzaga's biggest wins in a long time.
It's why you play so hard all year to get a top 4 seed and have a crowd like this on your home court. This can propel you to the Sweet 16.
Third quarter underway.
That's not how you want to start.
Ejim, pick, and the deuce. Place is going nuts.
And I've been so impressed by her speed. It's a sprinting post player. And look at her run, get all the way back and get in front of Kayleigh after laying it in at the other end.
Answer not there. Kayleigh goes to the deck. Great offensive rebound by Kayleigh. She was fouled.
Sandwiched between 2 players and still came up with the ball.
So Ejim picks up that foul, her first, team's first. Nobody in foul trouble at the moment. Kayleigh Truong does have 2, but that's about it.
Good skip.
McQueen. Drive, dish, nothing there for Vieta. Right into the hands of Kayleigh Truong, and her sister Kayleigh will play catch. Here's Kayleigh.
Going under the pick and roll will be a problem. I think they've adjusted a little bit.
Gonzaga 29-2 when leading at the half. 35 straight here at the Kennel.
Oh,
Step
don't go
back.
under.
Step
Don't go
back.
under.
Oh, Mike, you're reading my mind, buddy.
I would have thought they learned their lesson in the first half. Utah has to make an adjustment on that.
The Truong sisters still doing their thing. McQueen, and now Kayleigh. There's the cutter, not there for Johnson. Wilkie, catch and shoot, not there. Kayleigh Truong with the rebound, and here comes Kayleigh. Biggest lead of the game right now for Gonzaga. You're looking at it. Inside, blocked by Kayleigh. Maxwell saves the day. 10 on the shot clock now for Kayleigh Truong. On the shot clock. You got to put it up if you're Kayleigh. Oh!
It's raining in here.
Pick. Maxwell. Vieta.
Great hands and hustle by Vieta.
From behind. Never saw her coming. Vieta didn't quit on that play. 49-31.
And normally you would warn your teammate that someone's coming, but it's so loud in here you can't even hear that kind of help defensively.
Kayleigh and Kayleigh, 12 points apiece. Ejim with 10. Kayleigh denied. Ball up for grabs into the hands of Kayleigh Truong. My bad, Kayleigh. Here she comes. Ejim stepping in, dumping it inside. Oh, to perfection. And one.
There's the high-low again. 2 post players that just know how to play off of each other. First they push it up the floor. Hollingsworth runs, and now the defender, Johnson, has to decide, do I guard Johnson or do I guard Hollingsworth or do I guard Ejim? And she's caught between the two, and all we get is a foul out of it and an and one.
Wilkie picks up her second, team's first. Hollingsworth completes the three-point play.
And this has turned quickly.
52-31. What an answer for Kayleigh. third triple of the game for Kayleigh. She's got 18, 12 of those coming in the first quarter. Let's see if Kayleigh Truong can answer. She sure can. Looks at her bench. This place is going bananas.
This is how you draw it up as a coach when you want the ideal.
15 now for Kayleigh. Young, aggressive to the cup.
She took advantage of all the attention being paid to Kayleigh on that play, and the lane opened up.
Gonzaga's starters, all of them average in double figures. 4 of them are in that double figure land right now. Hollingsworth the only one not, or excuse me, Maxwell with the 5.
And we got a foul here on Young trying to chase Maxwell around the screen.
Young's first, team's second.
And Ejim's getting a well-deserved rest because she has been sprinting both directions the entire quarter.
Gonzaga has made 9 straight triples. 9 as Vieta picks up her second.
And as soon as you start making those, now you see what happens on this kind of play. You can get a foul because you can put the ball on the floor a little bit.
55-36. Inbounding underneath their own basket. Short there. McQueen wants to push. 6 minutes left to go in a third quarter, dominated to this point by Gonzaga.
And you see the length that the wing players and the post players have for Gonzaga right now. Other than the Truong sisters, they're long everywhere.
Little and Hybens into the rotation now for Gonzaga. Johnson back rimming off. Vieta leaps for the offensive rebound, and Utah will reload. There's the high hedge. Little. Kayleigh wants it inside. Hollingsworth from the weak side. What a play by Kayleigh Truong. Oh, man.
That was the biggest emphasis on half-court defense today in shoot-around, was the help on the backside against Kayleigh.
Hybens whistled for that foul, her first, team second.
Well, here's the backside help. Kayleigh's walked her defender Hollingsworth up the lane, but Kayleigh Truong comes from the weak side, knocks the ball out, and keeps it in play.
Had the presence to just flip it to her sister. Great pass inside, Vieta inside to Kayleigh.
There's no help for that one. That one happens too quickly. Great pass.
Kayleigh now with 20 points. Her 19th 20-point game of the season. My goodness. Kayleigh Truong wants to take it all the way in. Short there, good D by Vieta. Everybody to the deck. And finally, the whistle blows, and it'll stay with Gonzaga. 55-38, Gonzaga looking for its 36th straight home victory with a big lead when the stakes are highest. And there, the proud parents, Kayleigh and Kayleigh's mom and dad, coming all the way from Houston. Almost thrown away. Ejim can't get it home off the glass. Utah needs a run during the last 4:45 of this third quarter. Get back in and feel a little better about themselves. Kayleigh, her own miss. Kayleigh so strong, she'll go to the line.
There's a great example of what Kayleigh can do with the ball. At the three-point line, she's a threat. Shot fakes, dribble, gets in the lane, doesn't make it, and chases her own rebound down.
Ejim picks up her second foul.
That's a tough stat for Utah right there when she's outscored the rest of her team by herself. They need some other people to step up and make some shots. They've really struggled from the three-point line since early in the game.
Yeah, it's been all Kayleigh. Little help from McQueen and Young off the bench, and that is about it. 55-40, 4:35 left to go in the third quarter. Does Utah have a few stops in them? Vieta, quick hands. Well, before she could get down to the rim.
It's a foul to stop the break.
Yep. Kayleigh Truong with that infraction.
It wasn't really an intentional out there, I don't think, that would have caused stoppage of play. But it was a good defensive play just to stop it. Great defensive play by Vieira to start it, and a good defensive play by Gonzaga to stop the break.
Kayleigh Truong with her first, team's fourth. 4:22 left to go in the third quarter. Here's Young. She's been very good off the bench. Three-pointer, and it's a wild one. Kayleigh tries to save it, and does. Great hustle play by Kayleigh.
You can just tell by her body language and her look on her face, she wants this so badly.
Egypt picks up her third, and she will sit. The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Sweet 16 begins Thursday. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, TBS, CBS. For more information on tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. So again, Mike, Egypt picks up her third.
It's a little bit of an opening here for Utah. They didn't take advantage of it in the first half when she went out. Let's see if they can this time.
55-42.
And now the press. We talked a little bit. Utah is not a team that presses a lot, but they're down. They've done it in the past when they've gotten down. Now we're seeing full court pressure on both guards.
Egypt will sit. Kayleigh Truong back into the lineup.
I think you'll see a lot more ball screens right now without Egypt in the game, trying to get some penetration by their guards to draw and kick like that.
Back rim and off. Young with the board. Wants to find Vieira and does. Vieira scoreless at this point. Normally gives you 8 a pop. Young hesitates. Can't get it home. Great job by Kayleigh to knock it into the hands of McQueen. McQueen all the way to the rim.
That's a great screen. Again, so much attention is to stay home with Kayleigh that when she sets a screen like that, the help's got to come from somewhere else.
McQueen now with 10 points. So good in round one. Picking up where she left off here in round two. High pick, Hollingsworth. Kayleigh Truong. Man, does a full gainer right in front of the home folks in terms of the students.
And you go to the rim at your own risk today.
Kayleigh picks up her second. Team's sixth. Now they're going to give that foul to Young.
Well, we had a very clean first half, too, with only 9 total fouls called. Now both teams are in the bonus the rest of this quarter. We haven't been in the bonus the whole first half.
Crowd wanting a stop.
Gonzaga back in the zone again, trying to get an extra helper in the lane against Kayleigh.
Young looking for that baseline, just kind of shoves Maxwell out of the way, but can't seal the deal. Couple of layups missed by Utah. That doesn't help the cause.
They have numbers. There it is.
Stepping into the three. Oh, heartbreaker basket, didn't want it. How did that stay out? Even Kayleigh Truong is kind of laughing at that one. That is the spin cycle. Oh, heartbreaker.
Great hustle, though, to keep the ball alive and knock it off of Utah to get the ball back.
Good point. Maxwell, pull up Jay. Quick release.
She's the best mid-range shooter in the building, I think.
She does have a triple to her credit. Has hit a 3 in every single game this season. 59-44, 2:05 left to go in the third. McQueen backs it up. 3 not there. Deja Young isn't going to miss that one.
Somebody might want to block her out.
She has been terrific off the bench for Utah. 9 points now for Young, 1 over her season average. So Gonzaga will call a quick timeout. The lead is still 13. for Gonzaga.
And it's just been hard.
There's a good look at McQueen's mom and dad. Mom Melanie played for the great Elaine Elliott at Utah back in the day.
And McQueen is their only other scorer in double figures.
Hollingsworth again from beyond the arc.
Well, that's a good way to come out of a timeout. Draw up a play to get a three, especially when you don't have Ejim in the game. You got to go look for other people to get scores. That's a nice way to start.
13 points now for Hollingsworth. 19 double-figure games on the year. Again, young, dynamic off the bench.
She's been a huge bright spot to keep them kind of energized.
In double figures now is Young with 11.
4 Gonzaga players in double figures. They're getting the balance they wanted.
Maxwell back rimming off. Unlucky there for Peely. Hybens grabs it, and Gonzaga will reload. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. 62-48, Gonzaga with the lead. Hollingsworth, pump fake. 7 on the shot clock now for Hybens. Dumping it inside. Hollingsworth. That's great interior defense.
Might have got fouled on the first one. Second one was clean.
Crowd thought so too. Utes will take it the other way. Deja Young playing the D on both, or playing the ball on both ends of the floor. Not there. McQueen, Hybens going hard for that board. Fouled by Young.
And it's bonus.
Yep.
I feel bad for Vieira right now. She's made several great plays driving down the lane and great kick-out passes to wide-open threes, and they just haven't dropped for her teammates. She's doing everything she can to get everybody involved.
Young picking up that foul. So Hybens will toe the line.
They get a breather here for Maxwell for the end of the quarter, too. Get her the extra minute.
6th woman of the year, Maud Hybens. You're looking at her at the free throw line. Junior out of the Netherlands. Transfer from Syracuse. Didn't play there as she was injured. Found a home in Spokane. Kayleigh grabs that rebound. Will not be tied up.
They sub Esther Little in for defense for this last possession. They could switch. They get some size on the switch.
Kayleigh rimming out. Unlucky. It was a good look. And that'll do it. Gonzaga 1 quarter away from advancing to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2015. It's a 62-48 lead for the Zags. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
In those last couple minutes, we'll see if they can carry it over here.
Tonight's Star Stories brought to you by Honda. You're looking at the leading scores.
Well, the Truong sisters have done what they're supposed to do to lead this team.
4 in double figures for Gonzaga. All of those 4 starters. Kayleigh down low. Backing Ejim up and scoring. Ejim's got to let her go a little bit, Mike, with those 3 fouls. 24 now for the great Alyssa Peely over her seasonal average. But Ejim answers.
Great pass. They had it set up to get her cross screen inside.
12 now for Ejim. She'd get you 20 points a game, sitting for a little bit in foul trouble. She's had a lot of help from her friends. Peely tries to jab step past Ejim. Bonnie would not let her by. 10 on the shot clock now. Vieira backs it up with 5 on the shot clock. Not there, into the hands of Hollingsworth. And here comes Kayleigh Truong. 4th quarter underway here at the Kennel. Gonzaga has won 35 straight in this building. Kayleigh Truong, not there.
Didn't quite catch it clean when the pass came.
A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. And there's the carry. We'll go the other way.
Utah needs to dig in right now. They want to get back in this game. They need to string together a couple stops in a row a couple times.
Indeed. Maybe even more than a couple of times, Mike.
They just can't keep trading baskets.
Double-digit lead for Gonzaga at the half, and they've never let go of that double-figure lead. Turnover, Vieta. McQueen on the wing. Little back in for defensive purposes. Peely. Ball into the hands of Young. Peely from three, again not there. Ejim skying, taking it away from her buddy Hollingsworth.
When you get a rebound like that and Vieta's hanging around, you better protect the ball.
Maxwell.
That's a foul you don't need.
Yep. Young with the foul, her second. Team's first of the quarter. Wilkie back onto the floor for Deja Young. She's been really good off the bench. Wilkie scoreless right now. Vieta scoreless right now. Maxwell inching ever closer to becoming the fifth starter in double figures for Gonzaga, which is what happens night in and night out for this club.
Every night they're just as consistent as can be.
Foul is going to go.
That's pretty good defense.
Against Kayleigh Truong, her second, team's first.
And this is where it gets hard sometimes because it's been a very physical game. And a lot has gone on in that game. That one's kind of out in front of the official, but it's kind of what's happened a lot all night.
McQueen all the way to the cup, aggressive.
Really good screen set by Alyssa Peely to get her going on that drive downhill, get her downhill.
Kayleigh Truong in for her sister Kayleigh. Remember, Ejim playing with 3 fouls. Here's Hollingsworth. Inside look. She'll go to the line. Peely got her. That's number 3 on Alyssa.
That's a really hard pass to make from that angle because Ejim was not on the ball side of the basket. They got her on the backside, and Peely was trying to anticipate and beat her to the block and ended up being behind her.
So here's Ejim. She's got the 12 points and 6 boards. And just to remind you, Gonzaga, the last mid-major to remain alive in this NCAA Women's Championship tournament. They are no stranger to the NCAA tournament. They're no stranger to advancing. They're showing you why. Wilkie finally on the board.
That's a great job of rotating the ball quickly against the scrambled defense.
And there's a ton of time left in this game. That was a huge 3 for Wilkie, the transfer out of Wisconsin.
So one of the things that Gonzaga did to practice against Peely's 3 is they're doing what we call icing the pick and roll, keeping it on the side. And then as Ejim helps, they rotate to try to take away the 3. But the problem is they didn't communicate, and they never got the last rotation back to Wilkie to knock down that 3.
Jenna Johnson, by the way, picking up her 3rd foul, team's 3rd. Taking a quick media break, 67-55, Utah hanging around, still a lot of time left in this one.
Yeah, Peely's going to shoot the 2 free throws. Any player can shoot them on the court.
Hollingsworth, by the way, picks up her second. Team second. Here's Peely. Is unnerved. Unfazed is the word Peely would use. Crowd hollering. Hits him. Kayleigh eyeballing another 30-point game. She's got 26 to go along with the 7 boards. 67-57.
We got a lot of time for a 10-point game.
Yeah, we do. Utah hanging around and then some. McQueen and now Kayleigh. Nothing there on the roll for Kayleigh, so they'll work it from the perimeter. Now Kayleigh dives and scores. Tough shot against Egypt, and Kayleigh got popped in the face.
And Egypt was very lucky she didn't get her 4th there.
28 now for Kayleigh. Carrying the freight. Vieta bounces off the pick.
That contact was the same thing that was called down at the other end here.
Ball up for grabs. We're going to go the other way. And Little will get called for that foul.
Well, and the 5,700 Gonzaga referees do not like it.
6,000 on the nose. Team fouls on each squad. Crowd is up. Kayleigh, the fake and the pull-up. Short. Egypt snags the rebound.
Not as patient that time. They can, if Utah wants it, they can get a switch almost every time down by the play they ran a couple minutes ago, and they can get Kayleigh on a guard. They're just going to have to be patient enough to get it.
Egypt now bailed out by Hollingsworth. 5 on the shot clock, though. Backdoor not there. Egypt, ball on the deck. Quick, sweeping in.
Ball never hit the rim.
Nope, it did not. Mike, great call. And ball belongs to Utah. And the Utes are feeling a rally. Crowd imploring the Gonzaga defense for a stop. 5:15 left to go in the 4th. Here's Wilkie. 67-59. Kayleigh blocked by Hollingsworth.
That's great help. And it's a really good thing when it's a post coming.
Egypt just too deep underneath that basket.
Kayleigh's got a guard on her in the lane.
Oh, man. They missed it. Inside look. Inside look. Kayleigh.
And we got a 6-point game.
Here come the Utes. Another 30-point game for the great Alyssa Kayleigh. Her 5th 30-point game of the season and a ton of time left.
And I will say Gonzaga's touches, and they got 2 buckets. And now they've got her on the perimeter the last couple possessions swinging the ball. She's got to go back at somebody inside again.
Kayleigh has 30 of Utah's 61 points, bringing the Utes back and feeling like they've got action. Maxwell pulls up, not there, into the hands of Wilkie, and a chance for the Utes to draw ever closer.
And they've held Gonzaga to 1 and done on a lot of possessions in this quarter.
It's the closest Utah has been in a long time. 9-0 Utah run. Ball stays with the Utes.
Very fortunate hustle play by Kayleigh Truong to knock that out, because that was going to be an offensive rebound by Alyssa Kayleigh if she hadn't touched that.
The closest Utah has been since the second quarter when it was 35-29. Wilkie, not there. Hollingsworth. And now Kayleigh Truong. .345 left to go in this thriller.
A little bit of a late whistle, but it looks like the right call. Didn't like what they had on the pick and roll. So Truong just keeps going and gets the hack down across the arm.
McQueen got her. So 4th team foul on Utah, 2nd on McQueen. Here is Kayleigh Truong. perfect from the line. And, man, that's critical here in stretch run time.
Well, the other thing is that foul now puts Gonzaga in the bonus the rest of the way, too.
1 of 2.
Utah's right there.
Big time. Boy, things are looking grim for the Utes, and they have just kept coming back thanks to Kayleigh. Vieta wanted to go inside to Kayleigh. She reposts, not there. Here's Vieta. Vieta hits the deck, not there. Kayleigh fighting. The ball belongs to Gonzaga.
Boy, there's a lot of contact inside both ways. Great drive, all the scrum inside. That might be a foul, but Ejim just holds the ground, plays through it. And you have to. When you get games like this, you got to play through all this. Can't worry about how it's being called.
Kayleigh's going to be whistled for that foul, and that is her 4th, Mike.
And Ejim's going to the line.
Kayleigh's going to have to be very careful because obviously she's the one Utah is going to look to and for.
And I would expect Gonzaga to go right back at her the next time down.
Ejim, the senior out of Canada, who announced in front of a packed house back in February that she is coming back next year. Place went bananas. 2 big tosses for Bunny.
And she's really gotten better as a free throw shooter, too.
The lead is 9. 3 minutes to go. Sold out crowd here at the Kennel is up and roaring. What a game we've been treated to. Skip pass. Wilkie, nothing there. Tries the baseline. Good D by Maxwell into the hands of Ejim.
Kayleigh's got to be careful. You can't be doing that when you got 4 fouls.
You're reading my mind, partner. Hesitation. Kayleigh, she'll go to the line.
And that's a great sense about the game. You can attack the basket. You know you can get to the free throw line. It's bonus. Good defensive play at one end. A great physical rebound. Gets through a foul there. And then they get an attack because they've got numbers. There's 2 people down here bothering Ejim on the rebound. And now it becomes 4 on 3.
Vieta picks up that foul, her 3rd. Kayleigh Truong, first free throw of the night. It is true.
And you do not want to put Gonzaga on the free throw line. They are basically an 80% free throw shooting team.
She gets them both. The lead is 11. A little separation for the Zags. 2:30 left to go in the 4th quarter. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Texas awaiting the winner of this evening's game. McQueen from rim and off. Ejim flags it down. Huge.
You can see the want in her eyes.
Ejim with another double-double. She has just been sensational. High-low. Ejim misses.
And goes right back up. Right back up. Utah has to call a timeout and does.
The crowd tells the story. So
we're going to the Sweet 16. That's what they're playing for the next minute 42.
Gonzaga will play anybody, anywhere, anytime. Brutal non-conference schedule. At one point in the season, they had the 5th toughest schedule in the United States. Gonzaga 3-1 against the Pac-12, having defeated Stanford, Cal, and Arizona.
Well, that was a foul that Gonzaga had to give, so it's not going to hurt them. Ball's going to go out of bounds on the side. I don't think Truong liked the foul, but it ended up working out okay.
Kayleigh with her 3rd. Team's 4th. Buck 30 left to go. The lead is 13 for Gonzaga. Looking to go to their first Sweet 16 since 2015. Ejim with yet another board to add to her double-double.
And they can use a lot of clock right here. And they will. They're going to reverse the ball as many times as they can before they shoot.
Gonzaga looking for a program best 32nd victory of the season. They're moments away from just that. Kayleigh Truong rimming out.
But that was a great offensive possession because they used 20-plus seconds of the shot clock.
Listen to this crowd. You got to put it up if you're Vieta. You have no time. Inside, there's Peely. So 32 now for Peely, 5 off of tying her career best.
And Gonzaga's going to take the timeout to advance it so they don't have to face the full court pressure here. I'll tell you, when the bracket came out and I knew we were doing these games, I kept thinking Monday night could be a special game, and it's worked out that way. The stars of this game have shown up and played like stars.
Boy, amen. Peely with 32, Egypt with the double-double, the Truong sisters doing their thing.
You got to foul if you're going to try to stay in the game. I think they've conceded.
Yeah, this game's over. Here's Hollingsworth with 10 on the shot clock.
They don't even need a shot. It doesn't really matter.
Kayleigh and now Egypt. 2 on the shot clock.
And that's the way it's gone for Utah the last few minutes.
McQueen with the foul. 9.5 left. 36 straight home victories
and
now.
Watch
Mike.
this crowd as these guys come out.
Kayleigh Truong. Maxwell. Egypt. Oh, what a moment. What a night for Gonzaga and this wonderful program representing the WCC and all mid-majors with a lot of pride. Peely